Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your October 2017 mid-month general readings. Thank you so much for joining us here today, and welcome to any newcomers who may be with us for the first time. The sun just came shining right in through the window so brightly, and everything is all lit up now. Hopefully it's not going to create a glare on the cards. So yes, thank you for those of you who continue to follow, listen, watch, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, for your support, your feedback, and comment. Always welcome, most appreciated. For those of you who are so faithful and loyal and watching my videos, thank you so much. And keep those comments and questions coming. You guys are brilliant. Thank you. Also, a big thank you to those of you who continue to keep me so busy with personal one-on-one readings, and to my regular clients as well. It's an honor and a pleasure always to read for you. Thank you. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can go to my YouTube channel's homepage, click on that About button or the description button. That'll give you a little more information and detail on what I do, the services I offer, and my contact information. I do a wide variety of readings for all different life sectors, including overviews and outlooks, love and romance, career, work, and finance, channeled messages, 6 and 12-month overviews for every area of your life as well. Just take a look and see if there's anything there that fits you. And if you're interested, send me an email. I would be most delighted to work with you. I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is what I do. So turnaround time for personal readings is pretty fast. I can always get back with you within a day of your initial contact. And scheduled personal readings, live or recorded, can be scheduled anywhere within a few days, upwards of 3 weeks, but almost always within that period of time we can schedule a reading for you. Excuse me. So if you're interested, send me an email and we'll set something up for you just as quickly as possible. For those of you who want shorter, instant answers for me, kind of almost immediate or same day, same hour, and your questions are, you only have 1 or 2 quick questions, are not too deep or complex, you can find me on Instant Go, which is this wonderful, cool, fast, easy, and convenient iPhone app. You can find me under Irish Gypsy there. Yes, it's only for iPhone users, but Android users, be patient. You will be able to have access to downloading this app by the end of the year. So that's more for just a quick burst, short check-ins or quick questions that I can give you pretty quick, almost instant answers. You can find me under Irish Gypsy on the Instant Go app for you iPhone users, Android users. Be patient. A few more months, you'll have it too. Okay, moving right along. As you know, these are general readings. There's so many of you watching, thousands of you watching, so of course it's not going to mean the same or resonate sometimes in the same area of your life to the same degree and intensity, because that would be impossible with all those of you who are watching. Everybody's different things in your lives. That's exactly why we always suggest that you watch your rising and your moon sign videos as well, if you know them and if you can. They can give you additional insight and clarification into what's going on in your life, and one of them may play out more predictably than others at different times, different readings. So try to watch all 3 if you can, your sun or primary zodiac sign and your rising and your moon sign. So moving right along, this reading is for the earth sign of Virgo for October 2017 mid-month. Let us see what is going on for the last couple of weeks of October for our Virgos. The earth sign of Virgo, October 2017 mid-month. What is potentially coming up for the last half of October 2017 for the earth sign of Virgo? Okay, Virgo. We begin with the 9 of Pentacles, followed by the 3 of Pentacles in your element, earth energy. Next to that, we have the King of Pentacles, followed by the Ace of Swords, little mental, cerebral energy, air energy there. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and guidance is the 9 of Wands. So we have 3 Pentacles, 1 Swords, 1 Wands. No cups, not to say this is an emotionless or a few weeks devoid of emotion, but it doesn't look like, there's any deep emotional or an overly emotional couple of weeks is in store for at least most of you Virgos, Virgoans. Let's take a look, Virgo. Right. Okay. So just sorting out the messages and images I'm getting. So I'm actually going to start with your crowning card, Virgo, from the bottom of the deck, representing overall energy and advice. And as those of you who follow me know, I usually pull 2 cards for each week that we're looking at. We're looking at just the last couple of weeks of October, mid-month, the last half. So 4 cards for the remaining 2 weeks with a 5th card from the bottom of the deck, which I always do for overall energy and guidance. Your crowning card, as we call it. I'm going to start with that. So your crowning card, your overall energy for the next couple of weeks and guidance and advice is the 9 of Wands. So Wands is fire energy. That's the element which governs the suit. So it's a fiery suit. It's a fluid, active, dynamic, action-oriented suit. Change, movement, action, power. It's about creating, building, and manifesting energy. And you often see it in things pertaining to career, artistic, creative endeavors, anything that's about building and creating and manifesting and kind of moving forward. But you can apply the same energy to any sector of your life. As I always state, these are general readings, so it may resonate, you know, for some Virgos watching or watching for Virgos. It could resonate in love relationship area of your life or the job, career, project, or spirituality. But the details and specifics, how they play out, are going to vary, of course, but the energy fundamentally remains the same. So the 9 of Wands, it's kind of like the 11th hour card, the card of its darkest before the dawn. This is a card that says you're almost there, don't give up, even if you feel you've run into yet another obstacle. And the tarot tends represent the end of a cycle, achievement, culmination, fulfillment, or reaching a milestone part where you transition into something different or begin a new path. So the 9 represents being almost at the finish line or that milestone marker. But it can sometimes represent running into kind of another challenge, but it's kind of a last challenge, a last minute challenge, because we're at the 11th hour here. We're almost done, as this soldier is on this card. He's fought a number of battles already. In other tarot decks, he's seen kind of as standing upright, sometimes with a bandage around his head. He's fought a number of battles, but he's still going. He knows he's almost there. He's almost to the point where his journey is done. He can stop or transition on to the next thing at the 9. Now, this cluster of wands behind him represents yet another obstacle or challenge he's run into, or something that's cropped up perhaps unexpectedly, and he's withdrawn a little bit to try and figure it out. How do I get through this? Do I want to get through this? Do I go under it, over it, around it, through it? What do I do, and why is this here? So it can be a card that represents it for in some aspect of your life, and I think for most of you Virgoans, this has something to do with something that you're involved in with at least one other person, but maybe in a group of people. It could be at home within your family system. It could be on a project with other people, something with other people at work or on your career path in your business of some kind, or even in a religious group, organization, or church. I feel like something has cropped up and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, and it can represent feeling frustrated and irritated, but you're almost there. You're very close to either achievement or fulfillment. You're very close to where you want to be. Even if you can't see it, you're almost there. So this is a card of not giving up. You're almost to the finish line. This is a card of not giving up. It's darkest before it's dawn. It may not seem like there's a way out or that you're close to completion or that moving on stage, but you are. So don't give up. Great, strong message. Keep strong, Virgo. And you are, you earth signs inherently. I mean, everyone has the ability to it. We can't typecast everyone just by their zodiac signs, but earth signs tend to have a more inherent trait of being able to kind of stick to it sometimes in a way that's a little more natural to them than some other, other zodiac signs. So stick with it, Virgo. Don't give up, even if you feel like it's stretching out interminably. It's not. You're closer than you think you are. Don't give up. Especially if it's, one more obstacle or hurdle has cropped up. Doesn't matter. You can get through this and you're just about there. So that's your overall energy and guidance. So now we go into the 9 of Pentacles, followed by the 3 of Pentacles. This is around the middle of the month or so, maybe the 3rd week. Time always, of course, as I say, being somewhat fluid. So lots of earth energy here, which is the element which governs the suit of Pentacles, your element, earth. So the energy of the suit of Pentacles often manifests in the earthly, tangible, concrete areas of our lives, usually things we can see and touch and feel: money, finances, property, resources, assets, job, property, etc., things like that. You can translate this energy into relationships, spirituality as well, but even there it can represent efforts we put into things, results of, maybe tangible results of the intangible efforts we put into things. So the Nine of Pentacles, again, if tens are completion, then we're pretty high here. The Nine of Pentacles, as you can see, represents a fair amount of abundance and prosperity and resources. This can be in actual dollars and cents, just a feeling of stability, security, a good, solid, stable foundation to underneath you, which most earth signs really like anyway and are pretty inherently good at anyway, or at least have the inherent talent to create that for themselves. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of independence, self-sufficiency, and self-empowerment. I probably shouldn't have drank all that coffee, right? No, you can never drink too much coffee. Independence, self-sufficiency, self-empowerment. Sometimes this card, I've heard it nicknamed the single successful woman card. It could be male or female. And it doesn't matter if you're single or not. If you are, great. If you're happy that way, great. If you're looking for someone, you're not in a hurry, you want to make sure to pick the right person for you. If you're with somebody else, same story, great. You love yourself, you love your life, you love where you're going, you love what you've built up for yourself. You're just at a good place in your life. You're pretty self-sufficient, and if you choose to be with someone else or want to be with someone else or a partnership with someone else, whether it's in love or business, you'll take your time because you don't feel a compulsive need because you need to, because you can take care of yourself and you have. Everything that she's enjoying in this picture, whatever it represents and symbolizes, it's basically a sense of abundance, prosperity, stability, security. She's built it herself. Nobody's handed it to her on a silver platter. Everything that she's enjoying, the fruits of her labors, have come from her own efforts, labors, talent, determination, perseverance, etc. Independence, self-sufficiency, self-empowerment. Beautiful card. And a somewhat independent energy card, not to imply that it's overly independent, but just that you're fine with and in who you are, whether or not you're with somebody else or not. It's a great energy card. Love that card. Now, it's accompanied by the Three of Pentacles, which is a different energy. This is a card of teamwork, of compromise and negotiation, of taking pride in the things that you do create and build, but more on a group level. This is not a card that speaks of kind of if you're looking for, singular, being singled out for your efforts, or, personal gratification for being kind of elevated and recognized. This is not necessarily the card or the energy for that, because it's a card about working with other people, because there's something that needs to be achieved that everyone agrees on, a common cause, a common goal, a common thing that needs to be created or manifested. Sometimes this card shows up when you have to work within a group of people, maybe that you wouldn't necessarily choose to, but you kind of have to, because everybody does agree on one thing, and that's that there's a common goal to be achieved, or something that needs to be manifested, created, or built. There's one thing that everybody agrees on needs to happen, and so this card can be about everybody coming together, putting their heads together, compromising, negotiating, maybe setting aside personal differences in order to accomplish this one thing. Sometimes can represent, sometimes being a little frustrating or irritating, because compromise and negotiation for everyone who is not a natural diplomat can be difficult, because it can be like trying to herd cats, getting everybody kind of on the same page. So, and I feel a little bit of a struggle here, which is probably why you have that Nine of Wands as overall energy. It's like, oh my gosh, one more thing. It could be that you're working within a group of people, and again, so many of you watching, this could be at work on a project, in your own business on a project of another sort, perhaps in your community. Maybe you're on a community or a board of something. Could be even within a religious or your church, your parish. It could be in your home, within your family system. I'm not getting so much that it's just one-on-one you with like a romantic partner, although it could be, but I'm not feeling that. It's kind of like there's something which needs to be achieved, something you've been working on, working towards. You may be hitting a bit of a roadblock or a struggle in kind of getting everybody to agree. Perhaps you're not agreeing with where everybody at. There's this sense of working together and maybe working on your own, maybe a little push and pull struggle here. It is about compromise and negotiation. The general advice, of course, though, with the Nine of Wands is not to give up. You're almost there. You're close to where you want to be. So towards the end of the month, we have a great combination of energy. This whole reading is great, but it does look like there might be a little frustration and irritation in working with other people, or getting other people on the same page, or coming together, getting everybody to agree, including yourself. So at or towards the end of October 2017, around the last week or so, maybe even going into a little bit of November, we have the King of Pentacles, which I'm reading as you, for most of you, paired with the Ace of Swords. So more lovely earth energy and the King of Pentacles here. For most of you, this is going to be you, the energy that you're manifesting, which is basically being in kind of your own element and displaying mastery and balance of the characteristic traits and talents which are inherent to your sign, your element, which is earth, the King of Pentacles, because kings and queens represent individuals who have reached the mastery of their suit. They're kind of at the top of their game in terms of, you know, understanding, being able to manifest and balance the best of the energy of your suit, your sign. And this is earth, it's pentacles, which is your element. So, you know, the King of Pentacles as an actual individual, and this could be male or female. Queens have a little bit more of that nurturing, caretaking energy. Kings are more about the keeping it together, guarding, defending, protecting, you know, taking care of the details. Although in today's age, you know, male and females both interchange that way. But the females have a little softer, nurturing side to them. So the King of Pentacles, if I were to describe them as an actual individual, this would be somebody who is very grounded, very stable, secure, somebody who's probably financially comfortable, if not well off, because they're very good at just navigating the day-to-day aspects of the world we live in, like money, finances, property, real estate. You know, they're good at saving money, investing money, etc. At least they have the inherent talent to do that. But the king would be at the top of his game, so he would have this foundation underneath him because he's worked hard for it. That's why he's reached king status, kinghood. Generous, loving, nurturing, stable, good source of support, great friend, great husband, great father, you know, all around kind of good guy and very stable and grounded. On the negative side, we all have our bad days, you know, could be stubborn, rooted, immovable, you know, think of the bull. But in the upright position, generally all the positive aspects of the earth energy and of that suit. So you just being who you inherently are, the best you that you can be, to quote the Army motto. For some of you, for some of you, you could be asked to remember that this is who you are and to manifest this energy. For some of you too, this could represent another earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female, which may also be significant in this with you. Over the next couple of weeks too, whatever this project or whatever it is, this thing that you're trying to, you know, everybody's trying to kind of come together on. So remaining that, channeling that solid, stable, rooted, you know, not going too far out on left field or right field. And I feel like you're going to get, if you've run into this obstacle, delay, challenge, you're trying to just get everybody together, figure out what is the solution to this. We're close, but how can we actually make this work, figure out our way through this? You're going to have that at the end of the month, particularly those of you who are manifesting the best of your inherent characteristic traits and talents that are kind of inherent to earth signs anyway, or at least the potential for it. Because that King of Pentacles is accompanied by the Ace of Swords. So swords is air energy. So the energy of the suit of swords is all about that airy world of what goes on up in our heads. I always have to fight not saying airhead when I get to that part. So yeah, words, ideas, thoughts. It's about how we think about things, how we look at things, our belief systems, our outlooks, perspectives, perceptions. The energy of swords is also about truth, education, higher learning, wisdom, clarification, illumination, you know, everything that goes on up in here. Mental, cerebral, intellectual energy. Aces represent the one. They always represent the start of something, the beginning of a new path, or the promise and potential and possibility, opportunity for a new path that holds a lot of potential, but of course it has to be planted, taken care of, manifested, because aces, my analogy for them, they're like seeds. They represent the beginning of something which has a lot of potential, but of course needs to be planted, nurtured, taken care of, so that it can grow to its full manifestation, its full potential, and end up giving back to us. Otherwise, aces can represent like an idea which doesn't get acted out on or followed through with, so they end up just fizzling out. But in the beginning, there's seeds which hold a lot of potential. This is the Ace of Swords. So this would be a new thought, a new idea, an epiphany, the light bulb going off over in your head, a new perspective, a new fresh way of looking at something. The Ace of Swords comes in and it cuts away all extraneous fantasy and illusion and exposes and illuminates something for being exactly what it is. Truth, illumination, clarity, usually considered a card of success, the beginning of success, because it's a new idea, a new perspective, it's coming in. So I feel like if you just actually just manifest the best of what you are inherently capable of, that lovely earth energy, that's the foundation of your sign, and all this Pentacles energy here. If right now the answer isn't clear to you, or how to get everybody kind of on the same page, or how to kind of achieve this, because you're close, even if it doesn't feel or look like you are, you're close to being where you want to be within whatever this is. And I feel like if you don't have the answer, illumination, or clarity, the ideas that you need, stay grounded. It's gonna come through by the end of the month, beginning of November. Great reading. Love it. So Virgo, that pretty much wraps up your October 2017 mid-month readings. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope it's actually helped. I hope, because that's the bottom line of why we do these. I hope that it brings at least somebody out there some insight, food for thought, a little bit of clarification, or some hope, because it's right here. It's a really good positive reading. Stay strong. Don't give up. It's going to be great. Feedback, of course, is always welcome. So Virgo, again, if anybody out there is interested in a more personal, in-depth one-on-one reading, go to my YouTube channel's homepage, click on that About or Description button. You'll find all the information, my contact information. You can email me at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you to set up a personal reading with you. For more shorter, quick, less complex, quick questions and answers, you can find me almost instantly on Instant Go, which is the great iPhone app. You can find me under Irish Gypsy there for instant, same day, sometimes in the same hour answers for, just short, quick, simple answers. For more in-depth, more specifically focused, specific spreads, of course. I'd be happy to set up a personal reading with you. And those are usually pretty fast, as I do readings full time. So Virgo, thank you for watching. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the November 2017 general readings. And as always, as I always say and I always mean, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.